Hello, Limited here. Quickly before I get into this video, I would like to thank Nuts for giving me the idea for this challenge. Minecraft has been a little boring recently, so I've decided to limit myself to certain tools, rules, and goals I must achieve before moving on. Today, during the first phase, these goals are: obtain full leather armor, obtain full wooden tools, obtain 32 carrots, potatoes, and beetroots, build a house, build an animal farm, and lastly survive 25 days. Let's get right into it. I spawned in a beautiful seed and quickly took in the sights and went straight to chopping the trees to get my tools. Once the trees were chopped, I crafted the tools and ticked the first challenge off right away. Once the tools were crafted, I continued chopping down some more trees to gather resources. If you haven't already checked out my hardcore series, go ahead and do it now with the card in the corner. Next I got a boat and traveled in an attempt to find a nice place to set up. While on my travels, I found a village. This village would aid me in completing likely the hardest challenge in this phase, which is collecting the crops. I looted the village for all it's worth, and got the exact 3 crops I needed to complete the challenge soon. Now, although I can't trade with villagers at all for this phase, the villagers will be useful in the future, so I decided to block some off. Just beyond the village was a perfect spot for my base. I could already picture what it was going to look like, but unfortunately right now I am only allowed to use wood, therefore my starter base will need to be minimal. I placed the sugarcane down that I collected earlier and set up a farm to start growing the crops for one of the challenges. This is a fairly simple challenge, although it will take some time to grow enough crops to complete the challenge. Hence why I think it's the hardest challenge, especially since I am not allowed to go underground to make a mob farm for bone meal as of yet. This marks the end of the first day. I believe a lot of progress was made towards the completion of this challenge in this day. Next I began making a farm for animals, but had to get more wood for it as I decided birch would look good. I also made the beehive next to my base look a little nicer. Building this animal farm also helped complete yet another challenge. Over the next few Minecraft days I didn't do much but explore and flattening out the little area in preparation for my base. I needed some spruce, and while trying to find the spruce biome I also found something else. I noticed some smoke, meaning campfires. This means a spruce village. This is important as now I can cook raw meat instead of relying on crops, and a special item spawns in these villages. Spruce villages can spawn with bundles, which is exactly what I found. I then began construction on my house to complete the next challenge while farming my crops to try finish another challenge in the meantime. While working on the house I managed to get enough potatoes. Now it's just the carrots and beetroots left. I built a little off camera as I forgot to record, but I needed to gather more resources to finish it, so enjoy this little time lapse. Once I had the resources, I spent the next several days building the house. Because of this challenge, I had a lot of limitations for blocks I could use. Since I couldn't go underground or mine stone, I physically couldn't get cobblestone for a furnace, so I couldn't use any glass or any stone blocks for building. However, I still tried to work with what I could, and I am proud of how this little house turned out. I used a mix of different wood kinds to add a little more color to the house. I didn't go too big as this was just a starter base, and I have grand plans for a bigger base once I'm allowed to use more resources. Because I didn't have access to glass, I left the windows open, so I could place glass in the next phase, and I think it still looked good without glass. Another thing I couldn't access was torches. as coal is banned in this phase and I couldn't get my hands on any, so I made some holes in the roof to let natural light in and prevent my house from becoming a mob spawner. This house really turned out great for what I had access to, in my opinion. Completing it also completes another challenge. This puts me at the halfway mark, with 3 more challenges to complete. The 3 remaining challenges all will take time to complete, but before we do so, let's get into a house tour. First, let's enter through the patio at the front. There are 2 double doors on the front that you can enter through. Hello, Mr. B. This is the inside, a little bland right now. Here are barrels for my crops. Then there's barrels for all kinds of wood things, and the final set of barrels is for tools. Finally, the chests are for all items, random or other building blocks. Up above we can see the open roof for natural lighting to prevent mobs from spawning, and a lovely view out of the windows. To each side is a crafting table, and I plan to put furnaces next to them when I have access to them. The patio also has a nice view of the little man-made forest I am using for resources. Thank you for enjoying the house tour. Now back to the video. Over the next few days not much happened. I mainly farmed my crops, animals, and trees to gather resources. While farming the crops, I managed to complete the farming challenge. That left me with 2 final challenges, and I went to complete the penultimate challenge right after completing this challenge. I needed to obtain a full set of leather armor, which was 20 leather as I already had boots. And to be frank, my luck was horrible. I could not find any cows in my vicinity, and I didn't want to kill my cows I was farming as I had nowhere near enough for 20 leather. After half an hour of hunting, I finally had enough and went to craft full leather armor, completing another challenge. My final challenge was to survive 25 days. As of completing the penultimate challenge, I was on day 18. For the remaining 7 days, I decided to build some more for decoration with what I had and expand my farms while I wait to inevitably reach day 25. I also want to gather enough resources to push me through the next phase. As you can see in the time-lapse in the background, I built up my crop farms and made some paths to make them look better while increasing the area of yield. That took me close to day 25, but not quiet, so I spent the remaining days gathering resources. I wanted to build a farmhouse for my animals, but for what I was imagining I needed cobblestone, which I was not allowed, so I will be waiting for the next phase to build it. While mining gravel for the path, I also found some cute turtles which I blocked away for the future. As the sun rose on the final day, completing the final challenge, I looked back on this world and realized just how much more I enjoyed it rather than normal Minecraft, taking it slow. I encourage you all to do take Minecraft slow too and enjoy the game to its fullest. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe as it will help me out a lot, and if we get 10 likes I will make another part to this series. Thank you all for watching, enjoy your day, and that's Limited, out.